To maintain is just sit down, do nothing. Nobody will follow that kind of leader. Everybody wants to follow a leader that they know has a plan for the future. This is Take the Mic with Felix. Today we are looking at how leaders build trust. Before we get into the details, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. We have seen in earlier videos, which I would like to encourage you to find and watch, that trust is a critical factor for the success of leadership. Wherever there's a trust deficit, it's a problem for the leader. So the qualities of a good leader is determined by how many people are willing to follow that leader. If a lot of people are willing to follow that leader, it truly shows that they trust him. Trust, like I said earlier, is critical in people following a leader. But to build trust, you must be seen to be, amongst other things, honest. A leader must be seen and be known to be honest, which means you have to be upfront as a leader. If you say white, people should know it is white. If you say we are doing something, we're doing it at such a time, you must follow through. Honesty is sticking with what you have said you will do, even if it hurts you. Yes, you can come back and apologize, you've made a mistake. A lot of people think that when they make a mistake, it's going to reduce their leadership trust level with their followers. Not necessarily. In fact, if you're able to apologize to your people when you make a mistake, it shows that you are honest. The other very important ingredient of ensuring success is competence. You cannot lead somebody to do something that you don't know how to do. Yes, a leader is not supposed to be a jack of all trades, but at least you should have some working knowledge of whatever you are asking the people to do. You don't have to be the expert. You are the leader, and therefore you can have the expert within your team. But if you are not competent, you don't know what you're doing, then it becomes a challenge, because you are going to lose the respect of the people that follow you. As far as your own leadership function is concerned, and your function is the office, if it's technical or whatever it is, you must show a lot of competence in order to earn the respect of the people that you lead. A good leader must be forward-looking. Put it differently, I will say a good leader must be future-focused. You have to keep constantly, as a leader, asking yourself, where do I see my group? Where do I see my organization? Where do I see the team that I lead? Where do I see that team in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road? And then you must begin to take the actions today that will bring you to the envisaged future position. That's being future focused. Because except you do that, then you just see yourself doing, in the Nigerian parlance, you will just be maintaining. And nobody wants to follow a leader who is just maintaining. Because to maintain is not difficult. To maintain is just sit down, do nothing. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Nobody will follow that kind of leader. Everybody wants to follow a leader that they know has a plan for the future. Inspiration is another thing. You, as a leader, you must have the ability to inspire those that you lead. Now, inspiring people is not rocket science. All it requires is for you to make the people see that there's benefit for where you are taking them to, both for them individually and collectively as a group. Now, if people know that going forward, where you are taking them to is going to be beneficial to them individually and as a group, they will follow you. Make people see that where they are going is better than where they are right now. They will follow very easily. So inspiring people is enough to get them to do things that ordinarily they do not think that they can achieve. Inspiration will do that. A leader also must be fair-minded. Be fair to all the people you lead. Never be seen or be thought to take sides. Because you are working with people, they are rubbing against themselves, there will always be friction. Conflict will arise. What you should do as a leader all the time is to be fair in your dealings with them, in resolving conflicts, in how you relate to them. Do not give them tasks that you yourself know is impossible. That's not being fair. Something you already know is not working. In other words, do not set your people up to fail. A leader must be broad-minded, which means you cannot afford to be parochial. You cannot afford to be narrow-minded. It doesn't mean that every and any idea that comes, whether it works or not, you accept. No, it just means that you are open to ideas, and whichever one will be an improvement for your group, you are willing to run with it, even if that idea did not come from you. One mistake leaders make is to think that they have a monopoly of sound ideas. That is not correct. A good leader must also be intelligent. Intelligent enough to be able to read between the lines. When you get information, you should be able to read the subtext of that information. You should be able to have critical thinking, have a critical mindset, to be able to look at things, look at issues intelligently. Once you do that, it becomes easy for you to inspire confidence. A leader must be courageous. Leaders make decisions literally by the minute. And so if you are not courageous, there are some decisions that you need to make that are very important but that are not popular. Now, leadership is not a popularity context. I can't remember who said that, but it is so apt, because if you want to be popular, you will not be a good leader. Some leaders are not popular because they have to make decisions that are not popular with the people. It requires courage to do that. A leader must be imaginative. How creative are you? In a world that is filled with mundane ideas, what will give an individual or a group the advantage is the ability to think creatively, the ability to come up with imaginative thoughts, products and services that will be the one that will draw people, will be the magnet that draws people to that individual and that group. Thank you again for spending time with me on this video. I look forward to seeing you on our next video. Before you go away, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. And thank you for all those who have sent in questions. We look forward to getting more questions, comments, and suggestions. Thank you for staying with me on Take the Mic with Felix.